ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise.
Hello, get ready to rise, lovely souls. Is so lovely to be here. We haven't done one of these for a long time, and I'm going to have a lovely guest with me in a couple of seconds. Her name is Bella Luna. She is a spiritual life coach, healer, mystic, transformational facilitator, and radical self-love advocate. She supports soulful women with wild hearts and big dreams to calm their inner critic and overcome self-doubt so they can step into their full potential and manifest their dream life. Through tangible tools and intuitive insight, she will help you fall in love with yourself and your life. So, welcome, Bella.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining. I haven't actually done an interview in Get Ready to Rise for so long, so this is really exciting for me.
Yay.
So I've just let everybody know a little bit about what you do. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about your journey towards loving yourself and how that plays a part in your business?
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, crazy journeys like most people have. Starts off at secondary school. I know just before this we were talking about how secondary school was
Yes, a
was
bit
a
blur.
journey. Yeah. So, secondary school, I developed mental health problems while I was in secondary school. I was very, very much an outsider, always feeling different, not really understanding what was going on with me. I was very vulnerable, and being so vulnerable led me to getting myself into an abusive relationship in my late teens and early 20s. So it was really the exiting from this abusive relationship that kickstarted my self-love journey. Really, it was, I describe it a bit like being released from prison, that suddenly you have all of these choices, all of this freedom, all of this control back over your own life. You have no idea what you like to do, what you like to listen to, what you like to wear, how you like to be in the world. So it was a massive sort of portal of self-discovery for me, and that led me on this journey of self-love, really. And I thought that I had this realization to myself that, like, the biggest fu in my ex was, I love myself and I'm going to have a great life. It was like almost the biggest revenge that I could have done was to just learn to love myself, realize how awesome I was, and to manifest my dream life and be super happy. It was the biggest revenge I could have ever done. And that sort of opened my eyes to realizing how many people there are in this world that are truly capable of incredible things if only they loved themselves enough to go after them, to believe that they deserved it, to understand, how incredible they were and that they could do all of these things. And I see this everywhere, in the spiritual communities, but also in the, in the more mainstream muggle world. It's everywhere. These people that are full of potential and could make incredible impact on this world, but because of their inner critic, because of their negative thoughts, because of their limiting beliefs, because of the traumas they've been through, the challenges, the abuse of the world, the conditioning from society, family, culture, all of it, it really puts us in these little boxes. It helps us to stay small in this safe bubble where nothing too drastic happens, or if it does, we're okay to deal with the darkness, but perhaps we're a bit more scared of actually our lightness and our power in the world. So I really, really wanted to make it part of my life mission and my purpose to help other people overcome their inner critic, overcome the limiting beliefs, the negative thoughts, so that they could actually do the things that they were put on this earth to do, so that they could actually become who they were destined to be. And in the process, we can all then raise the vibration of the planet together. And then there's this rippling effect, right? So if I can help a few people to have to do their impact, then they'll have their impact, which will impact a few people, which will have that impact, and the ripple effect will just then continue. So
That spoke straight to my heart, because I've turned 45 next month. But so I have a similar mission, but obviously I'm serving, I have different skill sets, which is helping women start up or grow their businesses. But I only work with heart-centered women, so other women that want to transform lives. But what you said at the beginning was really, I really related to, because the reason why I'm so passionate now later on in life is because it took me so long to learn how to love myself. And like yourself, I was in but many abusive relationships. I didn't actually break the pattern. I continued the pattern and got myself in all kinds of situations and problems. And so what you're doing is so important, Bella. And I really appreciate what you just said there. It's amazing. So how is self-love the key to unlocking your purpose?
Yeah, so this is the juiciness right here. This is the juiciness. So I believe that, you know, there's so much information out there on law of attraction, manifesting, you know, all of the things that help you manifest the dream life. But I feel like self-love is really that key that's missing, because you can do all of this law of attraction work and all of this manifesting, or you can do all of the affirmations, all of the mantras, all of the vision boards. But if you don't, underneath it all, believe that you deserve all of this, all of these dreams, if you don't believe that you're worth it, that you can do it, that, you know, that you're able to manifest this and that you are worthy, then there will always be something that pulls you back. There will always be something that stops you, something that jumps in the way, something that, you know, keeps you small. It's this being kept small. And that's one of the reasons I resonate with your message, is because like, get ready to rise, because we're going to rise out of the darkness. We're going to rise out of the small. We're going to rise out of the box, and we're going to, you know, step into this full power, this full potential. So if at the end of the day, you're like, okay, I want to start my own business. I want to make lots of money. I want to have huge impact. I want to have the house of my dreams, the car of my dreams, the family. Well, but I don't really think I deserve it. But I want it, but I don't really think I deserve
That's
it.
for somebody else.
Yeah. So you're constantly tearing yourself apart. I want it, but I don't deserve it. I want it, but I don't deserve it, you know. And there's never then you then come back to the law of attraction. There's never the vibrational match, because you're constantly pulling yourself apart. So one of the things I love to remind people, or to share with people if they haven't heard this yet in life, is that the universe is like a giant mirror, right? The universe is just one giant mirror, and it's reflecting back what we're sending out. So if you're standing in front of the universe, and the universe is also just waiting around for you to give it directions, right? So if you're waiting around and you're looking at like a really happy couple, and they've just bought their dream house, and they're pregnant and they're starting a family, and you're looking at them and you're like,
well, you're annoying.
how dare they? Like, look at them, right? The universe is up there watching you, going, hey guys, she doesn't want the big house, she doesn't want the family, she doesn't want the lovely relationship, she doesn't want that, stop all of that, ceasefire, we're not doing it, we're not going there. Right? So the universe is like, okay, we've got this information, we're one step closer to figure out what she wants, but that's not it, she doesn't want that.
She's not ready.
That's what we're sending the universe with all of these messages. And it's, you know, it's a mirror, it's waiting for our instructions. So if we're sending out the gratitude, the positive vibes, then it's sending those back at us. If we're sending out, I'm not worth it, I'm not worthy of making money, the universe is going, ding, 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 she doesn't want money, no money for her, keep all the money back, no money, you know. So she doesn't like money, stop giving her money, guys. You know, that's what we're doing when we're sending these messages out. So we've got to be really conscious of how we're talking to ourselves, how we're, you know, looking at the people around us who have the things that we want. You know, so every time we see someone out there with something that we want, whether it's a tiny thing or a huge thing, we go, you know, thank you, universe, for showing me this is possible. I'm so grateful to learn that this is possible. You know, I heard about someone making $1 million in a week the other day, and I'm like, okay, thank you, universe, for showing me that is possible. Because, you know, me going, can't believe she made $1 million in a week, you know, or me going like, I'm never going to make $1 million in a week. You know, I'm never going to make it in a year. I'm never going to make it in my lifetime. You know, that's me, you know, putting out those messages, putting out those instructions to the universe and saying, I'm not worthy, I don't want this. So that's why really developing that sense of self-love is key, because you can fake it till you make it to a certain extent with affirmations. You know, you can say them until you mean them, and eventually you might end up meaning them. But if you just start working on the self-love, then you won't necessarily need affirmations as the only thing that you do,
Mhm.
because you're working on it from the inside out, and then it
Mhm.
becomes this like radiation.
I love that. No, it's funny because I've been single for like 5 years, and after I'd made a conscious decision, and I was 40, so many women would be, oh no, but you need to hurry up. You need to hurry up. You need to really do need to settle down, Sarah. Like, come on, you need to get out there and go dating. And so I've had my whole life of doing that and making many, many mistakes. Now is the time, as you said, to self-discover. And it's been a beautiful journey, and I don't have that panic. I don't see other couples and go, I like, why is that not me? I want that. I go, wow. And I'm always saying to other friends who are in a coupling, you have a wonderful relationship. You guys are so happy together. It's so lovely to see. If we start giving off that energy rather than resentment, rather than jealousy, which are really horrible traits to have anyway, and really work on those. I just wish more people would see and appreciate other people's happiness and be equally as happy for them. The world would be a better place, right?
Yeah, definitely. And the vibes would be higher. So
Mm,
jealousy, resentment, fear, shame, guilt, anger, they're all like really low vibrational frequencies. And,
mm,
love, gratitude, self-love, joy, those are all such high ones. And that's where we
mm,
need to be to attract
mm,
in what we want, not down here
mm.
in the in the judgment, the jealousy, the resentment.
Yeah.
And there's a quote I wrote. So I've written an ebook about surviving domestic abuse. It's like a sort of a self-help book, really, like a really practical step-by-step guide to help people get out of abusive
Mhm,
relationships. And there's
mhm.
a quote I wrote in there that I love, that's, it's better to be with no one than the wrong one. It's better to be with
Absolutely.
no one than the wrong one, because the wrong ones just suck and they bring your vibes down, and they prevent you from being able to get to that point of loving yourself. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
you're living someone else's life and in control of them. It's just such a waste, isn't it?
yeah,
Or you must drop the link to your ebook then in the comments after this, or a separate post if you would,
yeah,
please.
sure. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, what do you educate your ladies, your members? Do you have a membership program, or do you teach one-to-one? How does it work?
So I do a great many things. So I do one-to-one coaching, but I also have a 10-day program. It's called Radical Self-Love,
Mm-hmm.
where it's a 10-day program. It's 5 days a week over 2 weeks. It's really intensive. I did toy with doing it over 10 weeks, but I really wanted to like immerse us in that bubble. And
Mm,
after getting feedback from the ladies, they said that it was hard work, but it definitely needed to be that 10 days, because it was like super deep. So I have
mm,
that container. My next round is coming up on the 2nd of August. But actually, it's great timing that we're doing this today, because starting tonight, I have a free like self-love mini retreat online. So it's
mm-hmm,
just 3 days, tonight, Tuesday night, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night, all starting at 7 p.m.
mm-hmm,
BST. And yeah, we're just doing a little, it's like a little taster for the Radical Self-Love program, really.
mm-hmm,
It's just going to be meditations, sharing, celebrating, connecting with yourself. I really want to, one of my aims of it is to like hold a mirror up to people's like awesomeness. I really just want to
mm-hmm,
hold up a mirror to you and go like, this is how incredible you are. See your light shining. You are
mm-hmm,
awesome. Like, that's one of
mm-hmm.
my aims. So yeah, so that's going on this week, and I can share the link with that as well, because it's free. So why
Yeah.
not?
Do the ladies have to come and join live, or can they watch on replay?
So the first 2 days, tonight and tomorrow, you can join in live on Zoom, or you can catch the replay in my Facebook group. The
Okay.
third day, there is no replay, because it's going to be a vulnerable, private, sacred sharing opportunity.
Mm,
And I
mhm, mhm,
don't, I want to honor that by keeping that to a container. So if you
mm,
can't attend live on the Wednesday, days
mhm,
1 and 2 will still be powerful on their
mhm.
own.
Yes.
But if you can attend live on the Wednesday, then awesome. You just get that extra session as well. But days 1 and 2 will still be available on replay.
Oh, perfect. So, through your eyes, what does loving yourself actually look and feel like?
Oh, it feels like choosing quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like saying no when you want to and saying yes when you want to. It feels like boundaries. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like celebrating yourself. It feels like deep gratitude for yourself and for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, quite obviously, it looks like self-care. It looks like taking care of yourself. It looks like eating well, you know, listening to your body, listening to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
understanding that you are your own best teacher and guide, and to
Mm-hmm.
love and respect and honor yourself enough to listen to yourself despite all the other voices that are going around from your loved ones, from the media, from
Oh,
you know, from everything.
sounds like you're talking about current times, Bella.
I mean, it extends to any time
Yeah,
really, but
I
to
know.
yeah,
I
this
know.
time particularly.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it looks like standing in that sovereign power, you know, and being like the queen of yourself, making decisions for yourself, respecting yourself, body positivity, you know, like owning your body, owning yourself, but loving your body, honoring and respecting your body, because so many times we like, you know, catch a glimpse of ourselves in the reflection of a shop window or something and be like, oh, you're so fat, oh, you're so ugly. Like, how about we walk past
Mm.
and be like, damn girl, you know, like check me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I love that.
That's what it looks like. It looks like sleeping enough and resting
Mm-hmm.
enough
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, taking care of yourself. It looks like having relationships that are supportive
Mm-hmm.
and getting, you know, releasing some of the relationships that are not so great for you, releasing
Mm-hmm.
bad habits, you know,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Um, and yeah, I have a blog somewhere called you know, when I loved myself enough, and then there's like loads of statements about when I loved myself
Oh,
enough.
that's nice.
Because yeah, it's really cute.
I do think this period of time has, you know, affected some people in that sense because we've had so much time to spend with ourselves. I'm seeing a lot of people embracing themselves now. And I know there's a flip side to that where some people have really, really suffered as well. Um, but it just goes to show, doesn't it, that if we do honor ourselves that time instead of being so busy, 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 then we do have the opportunity to check ourselves, if you like, and just to have a look at what is working and what's not working, what can we adjust, you know, that's going to serve ourselves better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Just constantly checking in with yourself and being like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, is my routine serving me? Is my diet serving me? Are my habits serving me? Are my relations serving me? And also giving yourself permission to change, right? To
Mm-hmm.
change your mind, to change your
Mm-hmm.
habits, to change your life. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think sometimes we get really, you're sort of like married to certain beliefs or certain ways of being,
Mm-hmm.
and we forget to give ourselves permission to change. And you know, particularly in the spiritual community, when everyone has all of these millions of practices we do, you know, like all day, all week, all month
Mm-hmm.
long,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they stop serving us, right? We started them
Mm-hmm.
for a particular reason, and perhaps that reason has gone, and perhaps the practice has turned from a positive into a bit of a drag. But we
Mm-hmm.
hold on to it like, no, I must do my
It's
Wim
my
Hof
routine.
I must do my mantras, you know, all of these things, instead of going, hey, do you know what? This isn't serving me anymore. I'm going
Yeah.
to release that, make way for a new practice. Because
Yeah.
let's face it, there is always a new practice.
Yes, there is, isn't there? And there is so many to choose from, which is beautiful. You know, we have to thank, I know online communities and just online in general can be very negative, but there are so many positives to it. We now have
Yeah.
access to so many people that have so many different skill sets. And you know what I found, so I'm so glad I formed this community, because it's opened my eyes to a lot of things as well. But you have to test the water. You can't just say, right, oh, that person's like speaking their truth and I've got to hang on to that truth as well. It's like you just have to just try and see what works for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Try it on. Don't be afraid to let it go, to say, oh, this doesn't work for me, or to retry something that didn't work for you before, right? Because we change every moment. So what didn't work for us yesterday might work for us tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Kate. That's okay. Kate says she's late to the party, but she's catching up later. Sounds great. And thank you, Gloria and Shirley, for coming as well. Oh, it's been absolutely delightful speaking to you this morning, Bella. Do you have like one or a couple of words of advice to offer our ladies this morning to set them off on the right track to self-love for the rest of the week?
I think, you know, one of the things I like to remind people is that self-love really is the gift that keeps on giving, right? So once you learn to love yourself, it just keeps delivering on all these wonderful gifts. You know, everything that you then go after in life becomes easier. The journey becomes more joyful. You know, gratitude becomes easier. You know, just moving through the world becomes easier. So it really is the gift that keeps on giving. And I think, you know, it's good to remember that self-love is a continual journey. So whether you've done it before and you've fallen off the bandwagon, whether you've reached like a really great place of loving yourself, where you've never even thought about loving yourself before, it's never too late to start. It's never too late to get back on it, even if you've, you know, let it go for a while. It's a continual journey. We will be doing it for our whole lives, whether we smash it every day or not. We will be doing it for the rest of our lives. So it's a really good thing to cultivate and to get started on, and just to take a moment to think about what your life would look like if you loved yourself enough, right? If you loved yourself enough, what would you be capable of? What wonders could you achieve in this life, and how would you feel on a day-to-day basis, and use that as an anchor point to do the hard work necessary, because this spiritual journey is hard work. It's never ending. And sometimes it's really joyful and flowing and easy, and other times it's a drag and it's dark and it's hard work. So just holding on to that anchor of what it would feel like to love yourself enough to flow through life like that.
Beautiful. That's gorgeous. You're a gorgeous soul. So make sure that you drop your links following the call. You can do a separate post if you want, Bella. Sometimes links get lost in the comments, don't they? So feel free to do your own post. You know, this group is very laid back, so it's all yours. Do whatever you choose to do. And it's been such a pleasure talking to you, and I hope you have the most beautiful week.
And you, lots of love.
Lots of love, darling. Bye.
Bye.